be raising taxes. Have you reconsidered that stance?
No, I would say one energetic rally does not get me to change my positions, I assure you. But I do hear people's voice.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question. So I saw on the bus it said, and I see the sign that says fares required. I thought the buses were supposed to be free now because, like, Mamdani just won.
That's funny. That's a good one.
When does that start?
That's never going to stop.
Never going to happen?
That was fucking
all right, well, I want to say I appreciate what you do, my guy.
funny.
All right, have a good one, my guy. Listen, you are the heart and soul, the backbone of New York. Stay safe.
I don't care if you come off for free. I got you.
W man, thank you, bro. Have a good one.
I've been doing free buses before, Mamdani. I'm the man.
Yes, sir. All right, you got to run for the next election. I'll vote for you.
So moments after Zohran Mamdani won, they were all celebrating, you know, the revolution is here, socialism, democratic socialism. But it's not really working out like that for New York City, as Governor Hochul is having a panic attack as to what it is that Zohran Mamdani actually wants to do to the city, knowing that she is the governor and it's all going to fall on her. We got big news about Elise Stefanik running for governor. But for the meantime, on January 1st, when Mamdani is the new mayor, she will be the person in charge of the state. And she is going back on her word after campaigning with Zohran Mamdani. She is just completely having a meltdown. Here she is, basically going back on everything that was promised to New Yorkers. She says she cannot set forth a plan right now that takes money out of a system that relies on the fares of the buses and the subways. She was then pressed on tax the rich chance. So she was doing a whole press conference about her support for socialist Mamdani as they cave. The Democrats are caving to the super far left side of their party, and it's not going in the right direction as they're already facing problems to make buses free. And even other Democrats are coming out and questioning Mamdani to his face about the free buses and about the fact that he wants to freeze the rents and also take over some of these buildings from landlords who allegedly don't take care of what needs to be taken care of. So seizing land away from landowners is already a huge worry from everyday New Yorkers. So a lot of people think we are headed toward communism. Even Kathy Hochul is having a wake-up session. I want you to take a look at her panic voice as she kind of figures out, hey, I may have bit off more than I could chew here. Take a listen.
I'm from Buffalo. We don't put up with a lot of crap. So I just want to set the stage that, you know, you look at the history of people who've run multi-million-dollar ad campaigns to try and get me to change my position. I don't change my position. So I just want to put it out there. I respect people's opinions. I respect the proper place to convey them. And so I've said to people, I hear you. And that was important. But also there's a time and place. And so that's all on that. No, I've had conversations on this trip, but many conversations, I'd say over the summer and the fall, that were important, that led to an understanding of what's in the realm of possibility, shared ambitions, but what is doable is the question. And so, no, we're aligned on so many of these issues. You know, I've made it clear where I have strong disagreements with issues that really do not pertain to, you know, the governance of New York City. And I've said you need to get a police commissioner that people trust, who has a record of accomplishment to keep the
So there you have it. She is going back on everything she stood for during that rally. And again, you know, reporters have come out and said, look, she right now is a no on Zohran Mamdani's bus promise. She basically was talking about she wants to phase universal child care. It'll cost $15 billion statewide, but she is looking into age groups, geographically underserved communities. But again, she's going back on, you know, her words that she said during the campaign, which is crazy, right? Because this is why people voted for Zohran. He's supposed to accomplish these things, and the Democrats are just playing fools right now. So she also promises New York City is still a capitalist city and has spent time talking to the business community. And she adds that Zohran Mamdani needs to convince more Jewish community that he's on their side. So Yeah, she says in translation, I wear the pants in the state of New York. If you think some slick talking mayor is going to come in and change that, you're effing high. I'll still listen to it, but I'm not on board with any of it. So she literally went on stage and said all these things, which is crazy. So all the applause, all of it, she is getting heat for standing her ground against the fact that she doesn't really want free buses and she wants to remain a capitalist city. She understands what's at stake. Here she is speaking to far leftist Jessica Tarlov as she's being pressed on the fact that, hey, where will you get the funds to tax the rich? Do you even agree with that? Why did you hit the stage with Zoran and back him for no reason? Take a listen.
We know that Mamdani does want to tax the rich more, bring it up about 2%. He can't do that on his own. You've previously said that you wouldn't be raising taxes. Have you reconsidered that stance?
No, I would say one energetic rally does not get me to change my positions, I assure you. But I do hear people's voices. I process what everybody says, but I'm also have to balance governing this state and making sure that those people who are actually the reason we have a generous, supportive budget that helps lift people up, it's their revenues that we tax. 1.5% of New Yorkers cover about a third of our budget. That's enormous. I'm concerned about outmigration of people who are the ones who are supporting our budget. I cannot make up for that with middle class tax increases. I cannot do that to the middle class and the struggling New Yorkers. So this is the balance. I mean, this is.
So there you have it. Look, say what you want about Kathy Hochul being a very bad governor, but she is standing 10 toes down because she understands what's at stake for the Democrats. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but even she knows how bad of a plan this is for the city and for the state of New York to have all these people leave, including myself. I left. A whole bunch of people I know left. They couldn't take it anymore. A lot of people that worked in the NYPD are leaving the NYPD. What are we doing in the city? What's going on? But here is another Democrat, and I got to show you this, right? Because David Pakman begins to ask in a hilarious conversation between him, David Pakman, a traditional Democrat, liberal, progressive, whatever. He's not super far left, but he decided to, parade a Democrat socialist victory. And he's asking Zoran about the free buses that, again, probably going to be close to impossible,
etc. Is it true or is that incorrect? Is that priced into your estimates?
The 700 million is a current estimate. The MTA will put a number of different predictions forward. What I've often found is
I guess the one piece would be, depending on the actual uptake, then there would have to be an accounting for, okay, number one, do we need more buses? Do the buses need more frequent maintenance? Do we need more staff? That is not currently in the 700, right?
No, it's not. He literally can't answer this. He can't at all. And this is all going to cost so much money that if I was a billionaire, I would be looking at it like, really? What are we doing here? You're going to tax me to this all seems crazy.
The 700 is the replacement of the fare revenue. That's what the 700 is. And I think that, if our platform is about making buses fast and free, and these two things together will also require having a reimagination of the way in which we engage with bus transit across the city, because the city controls the streets across the 5 boroughs, while the MTA is controlled by the state, and the streets determine how fast those buses move. And that's a question of busways, bus lanes, bus prioritization signals. That is critically important, and I'm very excited to be building a coalition that finally looks at that as it should be, which is political decisions.
One of the things I find myself wanting.
This guy, he just knows it's the disaster. He just knows it. He just knows it. Like, he literally asked him, I think it was 3 times. Did you guys count that with me? About where the money is actually coming from and how is the money actually in that plan for the buses to either be free or where the revenue would be replaced. Like, it's just so confusing, right? And then you have the governor coming out saying, you know, like we're just not gonna do that. We can't do that. What are you trying to do here? You trying to, you know what it seems like to me, and maybe somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. I think he would love for all the billionaires to leave. He would love for a lot of people to leave New York City. He would love for the state, like he would just, I think they would love that. I think they would. It will give the government probably more leeway as far as, you know, in the city to do things. I think if it was up to him, he would get rid of every landlord. He will get rid of all these things. And look, maybe that's when New York, hey, at this point, just try it. I don't live there anymore. Just try it. We'll see. This is a chance to show that it doesn't work. See, at this point, because you got prominent Democrats like David Pakman, just all of a sudden now they're just, you know what, socialism, got it. We're just going to go full-blown socialism. We'll go full-blown socialism, free, and no quality. Because usually it's just quantity over quality at this point, which is why capitalism, in my opinion, works. Crony capitalism doesn't work. I always call that out. But man, like, what is going on? So this plan is being halted. Here is, I saw this as well. Someone like Stephen A. Smith getting a lot of flack for saying this, but a lot of people feel this way. Take a listen.
I'm going to tell you why I'm not happy about it. I like Mamdani. I'm looking forward to interviewing him. He's promised to be on this show. But I'm very, very concerned about some of the things that he said. I'm very concerned about what he once said about defunding the police. I'm calling 911. I'm being real with you. I'm calling 911. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to see less police officers. I want to see more police officers. I heard him talk about mental health experts in the subway system. I don't care about that. I want cops in the subways. In New York City, where I was born and raised. Born in the Bronx, raised in Queens. That's what I want. I want to hear about no damn mental health experts in subways. Nah, I'm not trying to hear that, okay? 2% tax on the rich. Okay, fine. 11.5% capital gains tax. On its face, okay, fine. Free buses. Free grocery stores in each borough? Really? Really think that's going to work? Ladies and gentlemen, we're at a crossroads in this nation. And there's no way to slice it. And the level of vitriol that you see amongst the American citizen is because, God forbid, that you have a difference of opinion. It's not enough to agree. You know, people have to be disagreeable. And you have to be selfish if you're a person that's rich, that's making money, and you don't want to pay your fair share of taxes. Well, when you think about the billionaires in the state, in the city of New York, they make up about 48% in terms of the amount of taxes that they dole out compared to the average American, compared to the rest of New Yorkers. And if you're talking about raising their taxes while doing these other things, you're making New York unattractive, not just for residents, but for businesses. And if you make it unattractive for businesses and you don't, and you compromise the ability to be the capitalist that these people are, then they take their businesses elsewhere. So the money that they paid on their homes or on rent, they move out of the city or the state. Businesses follow. And ultimately the tax burden falls on to New Yorkers out there, which
To the everyday New Yorkers that are going to be stuck in the middle class. And they're going to be like, wow, a lot of these businesses aren't here anymore. We're the ones coughing up this bill for this. So climbing up the ranks seems unattractive. It becomes unattractive. What am I climbing up the ranks for if I have to give way more once I become successful? Wasn't that the whole point of being successful, is for me to enjoy my life and enjoy my quality of life? Because I worked to get here. I worked hard to make my money so I can enjoy my life. But it's tough, man, because you're now, it seems that what we are promoting is you can work hard, but you're still going to be as economically equal as somebody who doesn't work as hard as you economically. Because I think we're all equal because we're humans. But economically, what's the point of working extremely hard if I can't get to where I want to get to or enjoy my money the way I want to. And that's why a lot of people have, like, we're talking about 600,000 plus people living in New York City fleed in the last 3 years. So now we're going to be looking forward to what the updates are going to be. But my whole thing is, for the people that voted for this, they voted for this because they really believe that they're going to get all these free things without any consequences. They really believe that the government expansion and the government making these decisions, and believe, this is why I feel like I'm allergic to government now. I'm not saying that we don't need the government. I'm just saying that is an expansion of more power to the government. Hey, welcome to the project. Only thing we could do is pray that the best happens if it happens.